Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kazuri Alameen, and I still remain grateful to be in the land of the living. To be in the land of the living. I have a quick nugget of wisdom for you. One of the many groups I do a group called As You Feed Your Distractions, You Malnutrition Your Fears. As you feed your distractions, you malnutrition your fears. In order to be able to be effective in that dynamic, you also got to develop great self-discipline. There is a lot of noise out here right now. Noise has always been here. Chaos, foolishness, but there's also great stuff going on in the universe today too. That's always been happening also. So what's your point, Mr. Kazuri? I'm encouraging you to maintain your daily focus. Don't get caught up in the distractions, because you can be distracted 24 hours a day, 7 days a week if you so choose. Sometimes if you don't choose, you can get distracted. So be conscious of what you allow to go into your spirit, your mind, your body, and your soul. Be very conscious of that. It's very important. Don't get caught up in all the hype and all the misdirection, false information, straight up lies. You got to be able to focus. Stop getting distracted so you can do what you got to do on earth. You know, there are so many things that we have in common as a humanity. Regardless of what you believe or what you don't believe, you will start breathing one day or night like me. That is not what I think or what I believe. That is evidence-based. Birth, life, and death doesn't care about these other things we hide behind. We are breathing free air that me and you didn't create. We're walking on a dynamic earth that is so precious. One of the things you've heard me say and will continue to say, Mother Nature is not selfish. But people have been bamboozled and getting hung up on superficial verbiages. My this, my that. How I look. Hell, if you cut us off, we're going to bleed one color red. Which again is not what I think or what I believe, it's what I know. So I want to encourage you to protect your mind. You see, the body will always follow the mind. Say that again, Kazuri. The body will always follow the mind. So be careful what you see, listen to, taste, touch, feel. It's very, very important. We live every day, we only die once. We, W-E, live every day, we only die once. It ain't nobody getting up out these graves. We got to outgrow the fantasy island stuff and the Cartoon Network stuff. Ain't nobody getting up out these graves. But once you start breathing, that's it. Anything that composes, decomposes. Ain't nobody getting up out these graves. So you are here at a precious time in your life. Matter of fact, before you came to earth, you're going to be here for X amount of time. And when that time is over, you'll go to your next level of travel, I like to call it these days. That is a fact. So don't come through here getting distracted with foolishness. Distractions pull you from the main thing in life. I.e., we're getting caught up in gossip. Who going with who, what you heard about this, who making the most in sports. What does that have to do with your life? What benefit does that do for your life? Based on how much example a sports person make or don't make. What does that have to do with your life? Based on John Doe going with Sadie Doe and what you heard about this. What does that have to do with your life? You got to stay focused, ladies and gentlemen. How much money he make, how much money she make, what kind of car he drive, what kind of car she drive, how many houses they got. What does that have to do with your life at the end and the beginning of the day? What does it have to do with your life? You're getting caught up in distractions. Distractions will keep you drunk and high on foolishness. Distractions, they're designed, matter of fact, to keep you high on drinking foolishness. So I'm encouraging you to redirect your thought processes. Why were you sent to earth? Are you living your purpose? Are you living your calling? Or do you think you came to earth just to get into TMZ and sports and all the kind of superficial ideations? Once again, we live every day, we only die once. Why are you on earth? Why are you on earth? Are you living your purpose? Are you making earth a better place? Or are you caught up in gossip and foolishness? Ladies and gentlemen, ain't nothing up in the sky but the clouds. Your change must come from you, not up in the sky, not in some buildings, and not in anybody else. Your change must come from you. Recovery, resurrection is an inside job, not an outside job. Stop looking outside of yourself for what you only can get through the inside of you. That's part of the problem. You're looking up in the sky. You're looking in the buildings. You're looking at other people. You're discounting your own spirit. That is very, very unhealthy. Success takes place on the inside out, not the outside in. Stop getting caught up in distractions if you're sincere about this life. Now, you're not sincere, discount this conversation. But if you're sincere, you got to go inside of yourself and birth your excellence. And once again, we live every day. We only die once. This is not from fear. This is not about negativity. This is real talk. So while you're here, you were sitting to make earth a better place, but you can only do that when you're focused. You can only do that when you cut the umbilical cord on distractions. Stop getting high and drunk on distractions. You know, ladies and gentlemen, even with technology, none of us know how much more breathing time we got on earth. None of us know how much more breathing time we got on earth, but we're going to stop breathing. So while you're here, give life your best. You deserve that. That's why you were sitting here. Live your purpose. Live your calling. And stop getting misdirected, bamboozled, and hoodwinked on foolishness. Once again, if you're not sincere about that, discount this conversation. But if you're sincere, hopefully what I just said will help you to help yourself so you can help humanity. As you feed your discipline, you will malnutrition your distractions. As you feed your discipline, you will malnutrition your distractions. And remember not to forget today is the first day of the rest of your life. Yesterday has gone and it shall not be returning. And tomorrow is not promised to me nor you. That is factual. So while you're here today, right now, in this moment, in this second, manifest your excellence and stop playing games. Peace.